Today we're talking about the resource-based view and VRIN analysis. So the resource-based view is a conceptualization of the firm that attempts to explain why some firms are more profitable than others. The logic boils down to more successful firms possessing resources and/or capabilities that are superior to those of competitors and difficult for competitors to replicate. Resources are things that the firm owns or has access to that it can use to create and capture value. Capabilities are things the firm does to create and capture value. Note that doing something is not a capability. If, for example, a firm does not advertise and this benefits them strategically, it is incorrect to say that not advertising is a capability. Instead, one must identify what the firm does that allows them not to advertise. This is the capability. Similarly, a strategic choice is not a capability. If a firm successfully executes a strategic decision, you need to identify the resources or capabilities that made the execution successful. The decision itself was not a resource or capability. However, strategic adaptation, making a series of strategic decisions in response to environmental change, can be a capability. Identifying what type of competitive advantage a firm has, meaning temporary or sustainable, requires identifying the resources and capabilities that are key to its success. These are also known as core competencies. Each of them, or relevant combinations, should then be analyzed according to the VRIN criteria: how valuable it is, how rare it is, and how costly it is to imitate, and how costly it is to substitute. Rarity is the characteristic that most students have a hard time understanding. The question of rarity very much has to do with the nature or degree. For example, most firms have reputations, but when assessing the rarity of the reputation of a specific firm, the question is not whether other firms have reputations. The question is whether many other firms have a reputation that is similar to the reputation of the firm being analyzed. Similarly, the degree or quality of the resource matters. For example, if a manufacturer has been recognized as the highest quality manufacturer in its field, then its reputation for quality is rare, even if other competitors have reputations for quality. Being seen as the best is rare. Another common problem with reasoning about rarity is when the analysis says that a resource is not rare, but it is difficult to imitate. This does not make sense. If a resource is not rare, then it must be difficult to imitate because it has been imitated many times. VRIN analysis is performed resource by resource, one at a time. It is incorrect to say Apple is valuable because Apple is rare, because etc. It is also incorrect to say a valuable resource of Apple's operating is its operating system, A rare resource of Apple is its brand, etc. These are both very common mistakes. They do not provide any insights into sustainable competitive advantage because sustainable competitive advantage comes from resources and capabilities that meet all of the VRIN criteria. The correct approach is Apple's operating system is valuable because Apple's operating system is rare because etc. The following table is a useful illustration of the correct approach to VRIN analysis. It can be written out in paragraph form easily for inclusion in a report or memo. Note that this is for a fictional hypothetical term. It is not meant to represent reality. And then there's just a table. I guess I'll read through it. So the first row is reputation for quality. Is it valuable? Yes. Is it rare? Yes. Is it difficult to imitate? Yes. Is it difficult to substitute? Yes. And the explanation: the firm is known as the best in its industry, and path dependency make it difficult for competitors to catch up. Next row, we have innovative marketing. Valuable? Yes. Rare? Yes. Difficult to imitate? Somewhat. And difficult to substitute? Somewhat. Explanation is other firms may be able to develop similar capabilities or copy the firm's tactics, but it would be difficult, and the firm's reputation increases the effectiveness of its marketing. And then the last row is human capital management. It's valuable, it's rare, it's difficult to imitate, and it's somewhat difficult to substitute. And explanation, human capital management capabilities have a great deal of social complexity involved and depend heavily on firm culture, which is very difficult to imitate. A competitor may be able to acquire other resources to decrease the advantage from the firm's human capital management.